Hello from Arizona. Hey, what we're going to do is we're going to catch you on up on our kitchen build. And look behind me, that's right, we have it. Our bulkhead is done, and so is our sleeping platform. Let's talk about that in today's episode. Let's get her going. Today we're going to talk about some additions to our camp kitchen that we have right here. And now we're going to also include our bulkhead, which also doubles as a sleeping platform. All right, so what we're doing here is we're going to switch out our valve stems. I originally went with some blue ones, but I got lucky and I found another vendor that actually offered orange ones, which are more in tune to what we're doing. And it's kind of cool. If you look on the top of them, see that little flag right there? That's kind of cool. So anyway, I'm switching from the blue, and I'm going to put these on. I really like this. I've got a decals coming for the side windows of the American flag as well. So we're going to put these on, okay? So if you like stuff like this, I always put links into my description of the videos, so you'll be able to score that there. Oh, look at that. Actually looks kind of good. Wish your wheel was clean. All right, cool. Okay, so right here we're going to start to design our sleeping platform. So there we go, our sleeping platform. And as you can see, I wanted to make sure, because I told you that we brought it up to this height so that it would be level over to the dash. And as you can see there in the gauge, we're pretty close. So I mean, that's close enough for me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some angle iron and we're going to weld together a frame that's going to fit between here and here. It's going to sit on this dash, on this grab handle right here, or possibly even in the dash. So we'll look at that. But I just wanted to show you before we get going that this is in fact going to be a level platform. All right, so we're going to get this started. So what we're going to work on next is the sleeping platform. We're going to try to pull this off and make this sleeping platform. So what I've got here is I've got two 48-inch pieces of 1-inch angle iron. Okay, so this is the frame for our sleeping platform that's going to extend from the box over to the dash. It's mocked up right now. All this corners are square. The measurements are done. I'm going to make some tack welds here, hold it in place. Then I'm going to go test fit it and then finish welding it up. So what we've done here is we've added our tabs right here, our secure tabs, and did some nasty welding on it. So I've got a lot of grinding to do. So you can see how it's coming out. And back here, this goes over the grab handle on the dash, okay? And this is gonna make sure that it doesn't move, and it's gonna give you some security as well. And that's welded on there as well. Okay, so if you're also considering a system similar to this, that's going to have a platform, you know, that comes across over here like we've done, and then we're going to turn it into a bulkhead so that we can get, you know, multiple uses out of it and save space as well, you know, because managing your space in here, you know, is critical to make all these things work out. But one of the things that's going to limit you to what you can do, and you need to put this in your design right from the beginning, is even though the distance from here over to there is 51 inches, the distance from up there to over here, whoops, if I can get my hand up in there, is only 39 inches. Okay, so don't come in here thinking you're going to build some 48-inch, you know, a barrier across there and use it as a platform and then try to stand it up as a bulkhead. It's not going to work. You're going to tear up your headliner and stuff. Okay, so you're going to have to stay under 39. I would probably get to 37 or something like that, and try that. So, okay. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Now we got the lids off of our box back here. The lids go on last, they always go on last. There's some electrical that I still need to do, as you can see. I'm having second thoughts on the blue lights. They just weren't bright enough, but we'll figure it out, and that's what happens. When I start chewing on something, I need to just step away from that and move on to something else. So I'm actually thinking that I'm just going to throw a couple of license plates lights back there, and that would be the only light that we would have. So, and you can kind of see, not the purpose of this segment, but you can just kind of see the space in the room that you're going to have in here when your kitchen is closed. So you can kind of imagine in your head, you know, how would you pack this? What would go where? You know, and how can you be the most efficient with your space? So, but here you can see that we have our extension. The frame for our sleeping platform is already spread out right there. So I wanted you to see that and how that looks. And it's actually very strong. And it's actually a pretty good design. So, and I believe we ended up with 39 inches, and I'll measure that and we'll verify it. So hang on just a second. So yeah, as you can see, 39 inches is what we did. 39 inches brought us right into the middle here of our grab handle, and then we just put a little safety angle iron over it so that it doesn't move. We're probably going to put one under the bottom here too. Let me get under the bottom right up in here as well, so it doesn't move. So and then we're going to have perches right here. We're just perches. That's not my first choice. I just think it's the easiest one to do. So that's the way we did it. We offset this because of the width of the speaker that you can see there. So, but I still wanted that brace right there. And then the middle of this right here between the frame is actually going to be a stretched cargo net. I'm going to take and drill holes, and we're going to rivet a cargo net right onto this frame right here. It's going to be lightweight, and it's going to be functional, and it's going to be a cool little accessory, and it's going to keep it manageable, and that's really what we want. And from that cargo net, you can hang, you know, molly bags from it. You can hang gear from it. You can really get a lot of uses out of that. So, and the rivets are going to be plenty strong. So let's go to the other side and we'll take a look. Okay, so here we are from this other side. Okay, you can just kind of see, you can almost survey the horizon here of what you're working with and what you're dealing with there, and this size box and this size of a vehicle. You know, a Jeep or a Bronco or a Land Cruiser or something like that, or you're going to have a lot more space. But if you're in a little tracker or even smaller, a Samurai, you really need to manage your space, you know. And if you're lucky enough to score one of those Jimnys, oh, look out. I'd make that work. Jimnys are badass. So, but anyway, this is the kind of space that you're going to have to deal with. So what we're doing right here is we're measuring, and we're going to figure out a mounting method for our frame, because remember, our sleeping platform also doubles as a bulkhead and some kind of a safety rack there, so that ice chest and that pick and shovel, you know, doesn't come hitting you in the back of the head. So our idea is we're going to create a slot right here. And you notice the reason we have this right here, which is 7 inches. We're going to slot right there, and there's going to be a piece of steel that slides right in there. Okay, it's going to slide right through a slot that's going to be right here, and right through there, and it's going to go in and on each side, and it's going to be welded right to our frame. So our frame will just go up on its side, and its little legs will slide right on in, and there'll be a little safety pin right there to lock it in place, and we're good. And hopefully it won't vibrate or not. But that's probably the best design, because if we put any kind of L brackets and stuff, we're really limiting our sleeping area that we're going to have. Remember, this is how we're going to get in our bunk. We're going to come in right here through this passageway, the seat all the way forward. You're going to come up in here, and even when you're inside, there's not much headroom, and you've got to crawl yourself up in there and roll into that. Well, if you're having to dodge L brackets or angle iron and stuff, it's not going to be very good. So this is why we're going to go with this method. It's just going to slide in. This thing is light weight enough. It's not more than maybe four pounds or so. And we're going to make the slits, and it's going to go through, and it's going to be stabilized with the second one, and then there's going to be a little latch on it, and it's going to actually sit this part right here is actually going to sit right on that top deck, and that's what's going to provide the support for it. And the legs that we're going to put in are supplying the security for it, so it sits there. That's how we're going to mount it. So, and then those legs are 8.5 inches, so the legs will actually end up on this side. So this I've already measured. I've got clearance, so we're not stabbing our seats, and of course we have more than 8.5 inches at this side. So those brackets will be 8.5 inches. So, and that's how we'll do it. Okay, let's get going, because this is a lot of engineering and measuring, and stuff has got to be right. You know, this is one of those situations where you measure twice or 4 times or 5 times before you cut, because you just, at this point, you can't efficiently recover from a mistake at this point. So we're going to try to be careful and slow our roll down. Okay, hang in there. Okay, so just to show you what we're doing here, what I was talking about. You know, perhaps a bit fugly, but as far as you know, redneck engineering, look at that bad boy. See, nice and level, and quite functional, quite messy as well. All right, we're off to the next side. All right, so let's catch you up here, and I just put the lids back on temporarily, but as you can see here, I've made my space, and this is where my my bars are going to go through, and they're going to go through their support bars for our rack, or our headache rack here that we're making, our bulkhead. And it goes between, you know, this one and it goes back to that one back there, if you can see it, and they go all the way through on both sides. You can see over there we've done it, so right there as well. So okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to weld a little bit. Let's walk over to that. Okay, we're getting a little closer on this one. Okay, so this is the bar that's going to go through our deck that I just showed you, through the front panel and the back panel. Those two panels together really provide an excellent support system for our rack. And remember, our rack is actually going to sit and rest on top of the box, and these are just guides to hold it in place. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to weld this extension right here. So this bar is going to go through the box. This one right here is going to mount to our rack itself. It's going to be welded to the rack itself. Okay, and that's what we're going to do right now. So you can see that I cleaned it up a little bit, grinded it up. I don't like the rough edges and stuff, so we're going to start welding. Okay. Okay, so now we made our brackets. We connected our brackets. These are the bars right here. They go through the boxes. They go through the front of the box and through the storage box barrier as well, that other bulkhead. And then we cut our pieces off, we welded them, and we measured it several times. And now we've just positioned this bar on our frame. Remember, this frame serves as a headache rack and as a sleeping platform. So we've got these wonderful welds that you'll okay, so I can't weld anyway. So that's what we're doing right here, is we're going to start welding these on, and then we'll weld this other one. It's already been measured and marked, and we'll put that one on as well. Okay, so that's what we're doing next. Okay, if you can see it, see, it's in, it's mounted. You can see how it lines up on the deck, right there in the bottom of the deck. Forgive the terrible welds. Okay, that's how it's going to ride. Let's look at it from the front. Okay, so you can see my welds are terrible, but I'm going to grind them down. You can see how it fits. You need to grind this platform / bulkhead down, and we'll paint it, and then we're going to stretch and rivet a cargo net, nylon cargo net. So we're going to put a weave in there for that. It'd be nice and lightweight. You'll be able to see through it, and it'll hold the weight of an adult, I suppose, and we'll get that done. So lots to do, but okay, you can see test fitting it again after we welded the legs on it. We want to make sure that the legs, because they're 8.5 inches long, we want to make sure that they didn't cut a chair or something like that. But this is how your platform is going to sit in there. Okay, and then over the top of that's going to go your mattress, your foam mattress, which is should have been delivered today, but you know, it probably won't be, so we'll catch it when we get it. So let's take a look from the other side. And then you can see here, see, this is what I was concerned about. Now we're going to round this off anyway, I don't want any sharp corners anywhere, because those are going to protrude into the storage area, and you're throwing a backpacker in there, or say a computer bag, something like that. You don't want to mess with that. So you can see that those, they don't mess around. I mean, they don't touch anything, okay? So you're going to be fine, all right? And that's how your platform would go. There we go. All right, so grinding my nasty welds down pretty good. So that's it. Rounded the bottom off on them a little bit. And now I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna put a coat of paint on it. And then we're gonna start webbing it, okay? All right, hang in there. So here's the sleeping platform slash headache rack that we've been working on, or bulkhead that we've been working on for a while. I'm trying to engineer it to fit in there, to where it can serve two purposes. One is, like I said, a sleeping platform, and the other as a bulkhead to protect the driver and the passenger from any flying cargo from the back. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to web it now with this cargo net right here, and we're using rivets. So as you can see here, I've already got a couple started in the corners here, and this is tight. I mean, it's real nice and tight. And you know, I'm sure in the heat and inside the vehicle it might stretch a little bit, but we want it as tight as we can get it as we get it going. So what we're going to be doing next is we're running our rivets all the way through and getting this mounted and secured up, and then we'll throw it up in the vehicle and take a couple pictures of it as a headache rack or a sleeping platform. So we'll try both and take pictures for it. Okay? All right, cool. So this is our bulkhead. See it there? We got the rivets up here, and in all the corners. Let's do this. There we go. So I got the rivets in the corners, so it'll hold right now, and it's pretty tight. But you can see the bars that we made, how they slide in right here. Okay, I wanted to show you this. I took the lid off, and these are the bars, the legs that we put on our bulkhead, and we made holes or slots through the front of the utility box and the second panel in the utility box as well. And see how they guide through there, and this keeps this thing level so it's not rocking back and forth, and it helps keep it kind of stable as well. And that way when we put our pins in the front, the thing isn't rocking or anything, because even though this isn't that heavy, there is some weight on it, and if you're into some serious off-roading out there, you know things get pretty wild out there, and these little rigs will start bucking pretty hard, and I just don't need this braking. So I gave myself a little bit more support and the ability to distribute the weight or the force from that thing. So, and now when this pulls up, it has to push up against this, it has to push up against the lid. It's all screwed down, so it's going to hold it pretty good. It may not be the best solution, but for right now it's going to work, and we'll modify as we need to. Anyway, I just want to let you see what I was doing there, okay? This is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go see if I can't pull that thing out. And let me pull this back so you can see what we're dealing with. So you can see how it fits along the bottom there. Can you see that? There we go. And somebody in the room said, yes, I can see that fine. Thanks, Cal. So there we go. All right, so now I'm going to go and see if I can't set that up as a sleeping platform. Okay, so to pull this out to make it a sleeping platform, basically all you're going to do is you're going to grab it. Did I mention it was 115 damn degrees today inside this locked car, and I don't have any gloves on? Don't worry about it. This is the sacrifices I make for my viewers. So that comes out. Man, this is hot like a mother hot. Whew. Damn. Okay, now these other straps right here are not going to stay here. I'm going to probably get rid of them. I may find another use for them or something, but for right now, until I get this all stretched in there, that's how they're going to sit. So, oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. No, so we'll pull it down. Okay. Pull that that's it right there. Okay, now if my assistant gets this mattress stuff, I'm actually going to throw the mattress in here, and I may try to crawl my big ass up in here. Okay, so there is our sleeping pad right there. So this is foam, and basically what we did to save money, because everything we do is about saving money and doing these projects, is we went and we got a cover for a lounge chair off of Amazon, fairly cheap. And then we just bought some 3-inch high density foam, and we cut it and we made our mattress ourselves. So this still has to breathe and stretch and all those kinds of things. And this is literally brand new out of the box. I mean, this was just stuffed within the last 5 minutes. Okay, I still have foam from where we had to cut the foam. So, and as promised, I'm going to try to crawl my ass up in there. All right, boys and girls, here we go. See the old fat man can get inside of a Geo Tracker. Okay, there he goes. Pop your ass up there, roll on over, and there you go. That's it. All right.